Princess Peach, one of the most lovable characters from the Super Mario franchise, and the best princess in my opinion. Princess Peach has continuously appeared beside Mario and the gang since her first appearance in Super Mario Bros. In 1985, where she went by the name Princess Toadstool. From here on out, Peach was a staple character of the series. Her role was to be the damsel in distress, usually being kidnapped by an evil turtle dragon dino named Bowser, and needing to be rescued by the title plumber, Mario. This dynamic continued throughout most games she appeared in, usually remaining as a side character and unplayable. That is until the year 2006, where she stars in her own game called Super Princess Peach. Wow, real imaginative with the names, Nintendo. Now, before I get on with the video, I have to stress how quintessential this game is to me. This was probably my favorite game on the DS as a kid. I remember begging my parents to get me a pink DS and this game. And for my first grade graduation, I actually got it. I spent hours and hours floundering around in the game, just barely making my way through the stages. I mean, I sucked pretty bad at games, and not gonna lie, I still kinda do. But eventually I beat it, and the feeling was so extremely satisfying. I even helped my friend beat the game when I went over to her house because she was stuck on the final boss. So obviously, my Super Princess Peach skills couldn't have been that bad. But anyway, in the year of our Lord 2025, I dusted off my 3DS and decided to replay the game. The game starts off with Bowser catching wind of a powerful tool called the Vibe Scepter. The Vibe Scepter? Really, Nintendo? Nintendo was kinda wild for this one, not gonna lie. Anyway, Bowser, to get revenge on Mario, sends some Koopas to test out their new toy, and they end up kidnapping Mario and Luigi in the process. So, that's nice. Peach was away while all of this was going down, and comes back to find everyone missing. From here, Peach goes on a journey to save them, alongside her new companion, Perry. Perry the umbrella, oh, Perry the parasol. The parasol. This game pretty much functions like your standard 2D Mario platformer. You make your way through different worlds, collect coins, defeat bosses, you know, the whole kit and caboodle. Perry the Parasol functions as Peach's weapon, allowing her to do basic things such as attack, float, and pick up objects. But there's also some cool powers, such as acting as a boat or submarine in water, allowing Peach to slide on ropes, and even a powerful charge attack. You can get these upgrades by collecting coins and buying them at the in-game store. Which, I mean, I wish they were gifted another way, but I guess this works too. This game actually does have quite a few collectibles, besides coins of course. There's Toads, which you save 3 of per level, puzzle pieces, which unlock puzzles for you to solve, and music, which, yeah, lets you listen to music from the game. But what I think really sets this game apart from any other Mario game is the use of emotions. Ah yes, our main gimmick. In this game, Peach uses her emotions to overcome and solve different puzzles. In total, there's 4 emotions: gloom, rage, joy, and calm. With gloom being the equivalent of sadness, Peach uses her tears to grow plants, which allow her to reach higher platforms. Rage being the equivalent of anger, allowing Peach to burn objects and enemies that stand in her way. Joy being the equivalent of happiness, allowing Peach to twirl and fly. And finally, calm, which is used to restore Peach's health. I thoroughly enjoyed this emotion puzzle solving, and oddly enough it reminded me of the Rod of Seasons from Oracle of Seasons, just because of how sometimes the puzzles can be a bit, I don't want to say difficult to figure out because it's not, but at the beginning you may not know which emotion to use for a specific puzzle, but by the end of the game it will become second nature. If you see a plant, you know to cry on it. If you see a windmill, you know using joy will be the way to spin it. You know? Things like that. But emotions being Peach's main gimmick, it's a bit iffy for your first female protagonist. In society, women are often painted as more emotional than men, so Nintendo making a game around this trope can kind of be seen as a bit misogynistic. But then again, it was 2005, so I'll let them slide for now. I actually really liked this game, as it didn't really feel like a game for girls. I mean, obviously looking back, I can tell that it was marketed towards girls, but it didn't really feel like it, you know? And that's the important part. The game is fun and easy to pick up, while still offering an interesting story, especially the sub-story of uncovering Perry's backstory. When that cutscene came up again, it literally unlocked a hidden memory for me. But anyway, the game follows typical Mario fashion. Once you complete all the worlds, Peach pulls up on Bowser, bonks him on the head a couple times, and that's it. Mario and Luigi are now free, and the Vibe Scepter just kinda disappears. The game finishes off with some of the following sentences. One thing about that scepter, no one knows who created it or why, but somewhere, someone might possibly be using it right now. What? Your dad got mad at you the other day, you say? Your mom's been laughing happily a lot? Maybe, just maybe, the Vibe Scepter is hidden away in your house somewhere. ... The end. Nintendo was really freaked out back in the day, my god. Between then and now, there has only been one other protagonist Peach game, and that is Princess Peach Showtime. Princess Peach Showtime released in 2024, almost a whopping 20 years after her first game, and needless to say, I was hyped for this game. I always hoped for a second Princess Peach game, and my prayers were finally being answered. That was until they made the demo available before release. Let me just tell you what I was expecting. When I heard Princess Peach Showtime was going to be about Peach in a theater setting, I was thinking something more along the lines of Paper Mario, mixed in with some Sailor Moon. You know, something where it's still free roaming, but when it's time to battle, you'll transform into different versions of Peach and fight on a stage in front of an audience. And honestly, I don't even know why I thought this looking back at it, but when I actually played the demo, and you just entered different rooms in the theater, just for everything to be super staged, I wasn't feeling it. Like, I was actually genuinely worried. However, in the end, I still bought the game, and yeah. The demo was pretty much the whole game. But for the sake of this video, allow me to give you a brief overview. The game begins with Peach being tasked with saving the Sparkle Theater from an evil villain named Madame Grape and her minions nicknamed the Sour Bunch. Assisting Peach on her journey is Stella. Stella is a sparkle sprite that gives Peach the power to interact with sets, enemies, and the power of transformation. These combined powers will ultimately allow Peach and Stella into gathering the power of Sparkle and using it to defeat the evil power of Darkle. I still cannot get over some of these names. The vast majority of this game takes place within the theater. Within this theater, there are 6 different levels, floors 1 through 5 and a basement floor. And within these floors are 4 different types of plays or rooms, each requiring you to utilize the transformation shown above the door. Some of the more notable transformations being Sword Fighter Peach, Ninja Peach, and Dashing Thief Peach. The Dashing Thief levels were actually really fun. I loved how fast-paced they were and actually had a little bit of difficulty to them. But back to the game in general. The gameplay within each level greatly varies depending on which transformation Peach is using. You know, you'll need to be stealthy as Ninja Peach, bake cakes as Patisserie Peach, so on and so forth. However, story-wise, the levels tend to follow the same story beats. The thieves are having issues and are looking for a specific person. Peach transforms and helps them out, either by defeating the bad guys, going on a chase, doing some activity, yada yada. Yay, you saved the day. It's all extremely predictable. While I did enjoy some of these sets and the different versions of Peach, overall the game still fell a bit flat. It felt like a game for children, which, duh, it's a Mario game, and Mario games are made for kids. But this really felt like a game for children. It felt heavily geared towards girls under the age of 10, which again, isn't a problem. But it felt like Nintendo didn't even try to make this a game for everyone, which I feel like is something they usually do. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know. And don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on this game. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed my time with it. I think it was a short and cute game for what it was. I mean, maybe not worth the price, but I don't think this game gave the people what they really wanted. When scouring the web for ratings and general opinions, most of the scores I saw were in the 70s, which is the score I gave it last year as well. I think most gamers wanted a Mario game, but with Peach as the main character, something more in line with other Mario games and even Peach's first game. Which is why I'm kind of scared for the future of Peach getting another solo game. This recent Peach game didn't make a huge splash among people over the age of 12, at least in the US. It sold well in Japan, being the #1 game for 2 straight weeks in the month of March 2024, and was talked about online for maybe a week or 2 max. I mean, even walking around my neighborhood here in New York City, I saw a ton of promotion for the game. Nintendo was really trying to make this a hit. But then, everything kind of fizzled out. Everyone stopped talking about it, and still to this day, it's rarely ever brought up. And typically, when that happens, companies take that as a sign the audience isn't there for similar games. Except, I really do think most Mario fans would love another solo Peach game, or maybe just a Mario Princess game in general. I mean, why not throw in Daisy and Rosalina? Also, completely unrelated, but I always think of Rosalina as the new Mario Princess, but then I realized that Mario Galaxy came out almost 20 years ago, and then I feel super old. So, that's nice. All this to say, I'm not sure there will be another Princess Peach game as of now. I know I let us all down this rabbit hole just to say I have no idea what Nintendo is planning, and I can't even claim to have an inside source or say my dad works at Nintendo, but I can say what I think. And I feel like there will definitely be another one eventually, but maybe not as soon as you and I would like. I mean, it's been 8 years since the last 3D Mario game, so maybe I'm being a bit greedy by asking for another Peach one so soon. I'm not exactly sure what other Mario and Nintendo fans want when it comes to another Peach game, but I would definitely want a Mario game, but make it Peach. You know, give Peach another interesting gimmick and a story that has her interacting with the other characters we've grown to love. Give me Mario, Luigi, Bowser, heck, give me a Koopa or something. I want it to feel like I'm playing a Mario game with Mario characters, but with a Peach spin on it. I don't really want them to stray too far from the formula, but at the same time, I also think it could be good if they do. I don't know. I might be in the minority here, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you like another Mario game with Peach as the main character? And let me know if you played Princess Peach Showtime or Super Princess Peach, and which one you like better. Anyway, my name is Andy, and I hope to see you in the next video.